we're all running out of beer, and the local distributors are just doing what they can to get them in, and I know a lot of them got shipments in, and it seems like the Scottish pride themselves in having places like just drinking them dry.
A burst at the end of the night on the street.
The Scottish fans, they fucking did it. They drank all the beer in Boston, you guys. I was joking that they were going to do it, and they fucking did it. I mean, I think there was like Budweiser left over, but let's be fair. There's no good beer. There's no good beer. So Americans can he keep up with the sesh? The Scots, they set a goal for themselves, and they achieved it. That's so much drinking. That is, and you know, like all the bars, they probably ordered more because they're like, oh, there's a lot of Scottish people coming, and they didn't order enough. And it's not like Boston is not a light drinking place. It's not like Utah. It's got Irish people in it, Irish Boston people, so they already drank a lot. So holy shit, holy shit, that was an epic sesh, you guys. Congratulations.
As an American, I have questions for the Tartan Army. Listen up. First, is the group that's here now the group that got here when this all started? Like, did you all just come over on like 17 planes, land in Boston and stay there? Or is it just like a constant coming and going of Scots from Scotland to the USA back to Scotland? Is it all different people? Are we getting a constant influx of new stuff? Second, if it is the same group of people that's been here since the beginning, I want to know what you do for a living in Scotland that you could afford to take a month off of work to come over here, spend a ton of money on beer, and enjoy sports. I want to know what it is you did that you can afford to do that. My next question is, when you do leave, first of all, we don't want you to, but when you do leave, could you please leave behind at least a shred of the joy that you seem to have brought with you? Because if there's anything this country needs right now, it needs a shred of joy. And this is my final question, and it's more of a selfish one more than anything. When you do leave, what are the chances one or two of us could come back with you and just stay in Scotland?
Scotland for fire!
I have to say this about the World Cup. America has absolutely smashed it. Before this tournament, you had people online saying it's going to be a terrible World Cup. America doesn't like football. Nobody's going to travel. We're not going to feel welcomed. And it's been quite the opposite.
Hit that subscribe button right now.
So I've been to Walmart already, and that's huge. But what is this? Costco. This is even bigger than Walmart. I'm way too European for this. I'm not able to understand. That's huge. Why is it so big?
Facts that I use to verify the size of America to people who don't believe how big it actually is, who've never been there. And it's this fact right here. And it blows my mind that I've been to America. If you now were to drive in Europe across France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, Austria, and Switzerland, so 7 different European countries, and you took the amount of time you drove across them countries in Europe, you still wouldn't make it across Texas. You still wouldn't. How insane is that? And that's just one state. I use that fact all the time when I try and tell people how big America actually is. You can drive across seven European countries, and at the same time, if you did that across Texas, you still wouldn't make it across Texas. What? What? And that's one state. There's 50 states, man. What? And if that doesn't verify you how big America actually is, then I don't know what will. I literally don't know what will. Absolute mental. Americans will do a 4-hour commute and it'd be normal.
Since Europeans experience distance differently than Americans, because I'm in a long distance relationship with my boyfriend right now, every time I bring it up to someone who lives in Europe, they're like, oh, like I did long distance before, like I only saw my boyfriend every like 3 months, it was so hard. I was like, oh my god, 3 months, like how far do you guys live from each other? Thinking it was at least like a continent away, and they're always like, oh, like it was a 3-hour drive, like I just couldn't justify making that every month. And I was like, my boyfriend and I lived an 8-hour drive, and we still saw each other like once a month when I was doing college in the States. And these people are like fiancés or like married. You only live 3 hours away from your significant other and you're not willing to make that drive. But I also guess that makes sense because you can drive 3 hours and be like in a completely different country here, but if you drive 3 hours from San Diego or OC, you're still like in Southern California.
Oh, now you've calmed down.
Oh, calmed down?
Yeah. All right. What have you enjoyed most about Texas?
Oh, BBQ. Oh yeah, Texas BBQ.
What did you have? Brisket or ribs?
わからないけど、美味しいです!
So the rumors are true. Europeans only hate America because they've never actually been there. For years, you couldn't scroll through social media without seeing a European telling you how bad America is. The food is trash, the people are fake, the culture is shallow, no healthcare, no vacation days, and honestly, I used to just let that slide. And as a European myself, I was in their shoes. And let me tell you, the World Cup comes in the US and all of a sudden millions of Europeans who've been talking down on this country their entire lives show up. And you know what happens? Well, they lost their minds, but in a good way. The stadiums, the energy, the fans, the food, the hospitality of Americans. Video after video of Europeans saying, I had no idea it was like this. Americans are actually so nice. And they saying that they've been in the wrong place all their lives. Funny. And again, I'm not saying America's perfect, it's not, but the World Cup just proved something really simple. You cannot have a strong opinion about a place you've never been to. Leave your hometown, explore, because I genuinely think the World Cup taught us all something. The only way to find out how good something actually is to go experience it yourself.
You Americans are absolutely daft. I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. I'm sitting down in a restaurant and the food's coming right to me. Oh, bloody hell, what the hell is this? There's cold chunks floating around in me drink. There's tons of cold chunks floating around in me drink. What the heck? It's so cold. And look at the size of this thing. That is absolutely massive. That is the size of my head. You can't get a drink this size in my country. What the heck is going on here in America?
What do you think of the traffic cone?
Who did that, the Scots?
Scotland, yeah. There's a really famous statue in Scotland where a drunk person years ago put a traffic cone on.
Yeah.
And the police removed it. And then the next day someone put it up and now it's just become a sign of Glasgow.
Oh.
In case you needed another reason to hate the media, you might notice that TikTok and YouTube are full of these Europeans and people from all over the world loving America, talking about how great our culture is, talking about how amazing our food is and our grocery stores and how clean our country is and how safe our country is. And yet, strangely, the media shares none of this.
With Boston, I'm afraid the time has come. I hate goodbyes. but it's time for the Tartan Army to move on to Miami. But before we go, we want to say a massive thank you so much for everything you've done for us. And to repay you in return, we want to invite you to Scotland. So, what are you doing?
Bro, that's so cool. I want to buy.
Bro, you never wore boots in your life. What are you talking
I
about?
will start from now.
For the Scottish fans that have taken over Boston the last 2 days.
Yeah, I want to say thank you. You guys have really brought a new life to the city. You've drinking a lot of our beer. We need some new shipments, but I love it. It's fun. I feel like it's like the culture that Boston wants and needs. I'm having a good time.
It's just like the movies. A big yellow bus.
Oh, I just hate Scottish stereotypes. Like that man that all we do is drink. It's just so rude.
Did you see they ran out of beer in Boston because all the Scots drank it?
I'm no surprised. I'm no fucking surprised. I say should. I say fucking should. Oh, flower of Scotland.
I need to save up for a liver transplant after this trip. And the guys, they're just jealous that they can't roll their R's. But honestly, it's not about the money we spend, it's about the fun we generate. And what we do is very easy because we have not qualified for the World Cup for 28 years. So quite simply, the budget I spend, I divide it by 28, and that's how we motivate being here.
Yeah.
And I get kicked off the Mayflower for being a bit handsy. She was English, not Irish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we need to sell our houses and cars and probably children as well to afford it.
Yeah.
But it's all worth it. It's all worth it. We're so happy to be here.
Beyond the stadiums, international fans are embarking on hilarious side quests across everyday America. On social media, European visitors are going viral for treating local neighborhoods like theme parks. A German tourist gained over 600,000 followers, documenting his road trip through the South, giving Waffle House a perfect 10 out of 10 score. If you want to keep up with the craziest fan side quests and daily tournament updates,
My personal example is I was born and raised in Florida. You drive from east to west across Florida at the very, very top, which includes the Panhandle. That's Destin to Jacksonville. It's about 4 hours, 40 minutes. And if you drive north to south, that's Jacksonville to Miami. It's about 5 hours, 9 minutes. Never been a really big fan of Florida, so when I was 21, I moved to Connecticut. East to west, Stamford to Stonington, that's about 1 hour and 44 minutes. And straight up the center of the state from New Haven to Enfield, it's about an hour. But what's interesting is that Florida is only the 22nd largest state out of the 50 states in the US, whereas Connecticut is 48th. So when I lived in Florida, I had friends that lived a couple hours away, and if I wanted to go visit them, yeah, it's a couple hour drive. There's surprisingly not a really good amount of public transportation in Florida. And when I moved to Connecticut, I found out really fast that people in Connecticut think that half an hour is a long trip. I mean, to be fair, Connecticut is a state in what is known as New England, so I guess it's appropriate.
odds are off the charts. We just won match 2 of the World Cup. I believe we've got about 6 matches left to win by my count.
Guys, I think we owe you a big apology, because what we think America's like is exactly not what it's like. Like, the news outlets in the UK say America's this, say America's that, say America's this, say America's that. I'm not going to get into detail, but listen, when you go to America, you actually see what it's like with your own 2 eyes.
Hot take, Europeans are actually being lied to. We have been told our whole lives that American friendliness is fake or shallow. But I've been living in the Midwest for more than a decade, and I realized we're just wrong. European me used to see a stranger's smile as a literal threat. I'm not kidding. Back in Czech, if you're nice, people assume you want a vote from them or something, anything. We call our attitude that we're just being real, but now I'm realizing it's exhausting to be mad your whole life. I'm at the checkout line and these 2 women behind me, talking about business they've just lost. Back in Czech, everyone would tell you, we've told you so. It would be a family tragedy and people would never try again. But here, one of them, she just shrugs it off and didn't work. I appreciate a lesson. I'll come up with something else.
Here's everything that you need to know about the people